I would like to give the floor to the member of the сейме, Mr. Emanuelis Zingeris. He's a member of the Lithuanian Reform Movement Sąjūdis, as well as chair of the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Gerbiamas premjere Zakajevai, bičiuliai čerkesai.
Mr. Prime Minister Zakhaev, representatives of the Cherkesian nation, it's very easy for me to say Salam Alaikum because it's similar to the Jewish Shalom Alaikum. After having walked the path leading to our eventual freedom, we recall very well our visit with Dudayev when our first head of state, Professor Landsbergis, together with his wife, had to participate in that meeting. A few years later, we named one of our squares. We gave the name of Dudayev to that square. From that meeting, I recall him and the smiling face of his wife. And so we have never agreed to the annihilation of your nation. We admire your fight in Ukraine, and we're grateful to you for your efforts in Ukraine to prevent the efforts of the enemy to come closer to Poland and us. Together with Mr. Žygimantas Pavilionis, we have just recently discussed that you are holding the front line in Ukraine right now together. Some of your colleagues have went to the plenary chamber of our parliament, and you've seen that the flag of Ukraine is hoisted at a very honorable place in that chamber, which is next to our national tricolor flag. We are well aware that there is very little time remaining until Russia's invasion here, and we envy your fighting spirits. We can only hope that our people will eventually have the kind of mentality that you share, one that is needed to defend their country. None of us believe the disinformation on the Chechen people and that it is a nation of terrorists or Muslims. This was propagated in the festival led by the FSB. So the killing of Dudayev was perceived as an attempt to disperse you. As the way, it was actually Professor Landsbergis who said it right away, that the bombing of Moscow in 1999 was geared towards two goals, which was firstly was to annihilate you and then to annihilate the Russian Democrats. But you remain standing despite the efforts of Russia to put its own people in power in Chechnya, did not give in to the full power of the Kremlin. We recall the efforts of your nation in 1918, 1920 to restore your statehood, something which has went down to our history.
We are not you, and so you are not them. For us, you are those that together with the Circassian nation, you have kept and preserved your dignity, and you cannot remain dispersed across the world. We are aware that you have your own homeland and that puppet government is installed there. We've claimed victory in the Baltic states against the communist dictatorships. We did it elsewhere in Europe, and so we will do with you in this fight against the Russian tyranny. Although vectors are changing, it is not the economies or any other factors that are the driving force, but it's the will of the nation to survive that drives this process. And we wish you to stay focused. We're grateful for your unrelentless will. My speech today is dedicated to President Dudayev and his memory because I recall him very well from my past meetings with him and his beloved wife. And we are devastated by the fate of the Circassian nation, which is represented in millions worldwide. We bow to the determination of your nation, and we will try to draw inspiration from your nation in our fight for our rights. So thank you for bringing the determination into this hall. You can see these pictures hoisted on these walls. The one at the back demonstrates the beginning of the 20th century when we first regained our independence. The second one is from 1990 when we announced our independence, and then we had to fight for it once again. We had just one TV channel announcing that we're still free back in the day. So thank you very much for continuing the fight, and keep up the good fight, the one that is very dear to our hearts as well. Thank you.
Thank you.